이제부터 파라독스를 시작하도록 하겠습니다.
In 2016, Pump It Up released a new boss chart, Paradoxx, increasing the level difficulty cap for singles from 25 to 26 and doubles from 27 to 28, making it a historical moment in the game. However, this video isn't some kind of history lesson, sadly. In fact, there is a video in the description that's way better suited to tackle that. I highly recommend you watch it if you're interested in Pump in some way. Anyways, this video will be breaking down S26 to help new players achieve the highest level clear that the game currently has for singles. And who knows, maybe it'll be handy for your Expert 3 progress in Double X, or whatever title system Phoenix will be using. But first, let's talk about me, because you probably think I'm some random English-speaking person that's giving you advice on a high-level chart on a game dominated by Koreans and Latin Americans, so let me try changing that. I'm Cell, I used to play 4-key, and now I'm dipping my toes into high-level Pump It Up. I am currently Expert 2, and have cleared a Paradoxx S26 3 times as of now, and I think I got the chart down to its science to be able to clear it consistently. And I hope to share the knowledge to other aspiring players looking to clear S26. Sadly, I'm not even close to be good enough to break down the D28, but hopefully someday I will be able to make a video on that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First, let's talk about some skills that you should at least have a grasp on. Proficiency at 220 BPM, pattern manip, and red-blue bracketing, which is needed for this video breakdown. So let's talk about 220 BPM. It's a really high number, and Paradoxx has a lot of that. There's a lot of drilling, running, and tech, so it's probably a good idea to be good at that BPM to tackle this chart. Some charts I recommend to get better at if you want to work on 220 is Paradoxx S23, Escape S24, Shubnigraph S24, and Shelf Lift Off S25. All of these charts I mentioned have a crap ton of 220 without the stupid BS that Paradoxx S26 has, so they'll serve as great practice. Shelf Lift Off is probably on the higher end, and to be honest, if you can clear that, you probably don't need this video, because you can probably figure out the tech yourself at that kind of high level of play. But you can go ahead and just keep watching this video if you really want to. Pattern manip. If you don't know how to do this yet, I have a great video in my description by my friend 4199 Dance Games that goes in depth in this particular skill set that defines Pump It Up. This is extremely important for high level singles, especially as there are lightning fast crossovers that are pretty much impossible to hit, which Paradoxx definitely has a lot of. Red-blue bracketing. A branch of pattern manip and can be seen as optional, but for this breakdown I will be using this technique to make a chart a lot more simple. You can find your own tech that will work, but red-blue bracketing is by far the easiest for the ending. Now let's get on to the breakdown. Basic stair cheek tech. You should know how to do this by now, and there's no correct way to do this. Personally, I would do this crossover, but if I were to manip it, I would do it with these brackets. For time's sake, I will not be showing how to manip every stair in the chart, as you should know how to do that already. But this was mainly for newer players watching this video. In this case, I hope you find this helpful. First, meaningful-ish section. This section is very easy to drop the holds and lose life. So my advice is to heel toe it like shown in this video. If you're really confident, you could try doing the crossover in it for scoring or swag purposes. But really, if you're just going for a clear, just face forward and hit as much as you can. First hard section in this chart, for me at least. The anchors are very uncomfortable and saps your stamina very easily. Focus on the foot that's being anchored and use your other foot to hit the other notes. Hitting hard might be able to help keep your rhythm, but I find that to sap my stamina even more. But it really depends on a person, so find what works best for you. Red anchors are now present and are a billion times harder to do than blue anchors. For this in particular, I recommend doing a red-yellow bracket for the anchored foot, so your left foot does not need to worry about positioning too much. Eating up the goods and bads will be fine for your life bar, trust me. Tap holds. Make sure you hit them, otherwise you won't be going into the next section with full life. Commit to them. Red-blue bracketing / heel toeing can come in handy here. (1950) section. This section is actually very easy to move through if you manage your life bar in the sections beforehand decently. Follow which direction the chart is going and bracket that side. It's okay to eat up the bads because your goal is to keep your life bar up to not die. Just make sure you don't bad chain the bracket rolls that could easily kill your life bar. Do this section as regular 16ths. You don't need to actually do the bursts. Simple run with some corner twists. It is up to you if you want to go for the pattern, heel toe it, or side bracket it. Do whatever works best for you. Here are some clips depicting each strategy. In this part, it's viable to match 4 arrows corresponding to the screen, but it's also possible to twist if you are able to. Another way to do it is to red-blue bracket this particular section and have your right foot play the rest of the pattern normally for most optimal energy saving plus life bar management. Adjust accordingly to the foot that's being anchored. Just do these as bracket drills. You may eat up some goods and bads, but it's better than straight up missing and losing rhythm. This upcoming section may seem daunting because of the amount of arrows on the screen, but they are very easily hoppable. I will be showing a side video that makes it a lot easier to visualize, and you'll realize, if you break it down, it really isn't that bad.
Bruh.
And that's it. Not that hard, right? It may take a couple of tries, but this chart really isn't that hard, especially if you know what to do going into it. That ending used to be impossible for me until I actually sat down and labbed it out. And now I'm showing it in this video from what I learned. And with that, thank you for watching. Let me know if you want more of this, or if there's anything I could improve upon. See you next time.